Welcome back, everybody, to the first qualifier for the Los Angeles Spring Regional. And we're down to the last 8 teams. Could you hear me?
Yeah. No, Michael Udall messed up the draft again. So we're gonna have to get a new draft link again. He gave first pick to the wrong. First, he picked the wrong map the first time, and then he gave first pick to the wrong team the second time. So hopefully, the third draft we get uh,
Be a term.
will be better. We'll get those links to us as soon as we can. Yeah, it's been a really fun day. A lot of weird drafts, a lot of surprising games. But here we are. I believe this is the top 8. And Cloud9 and Panda Global facing off. The winner of this plays probably the winner of Cognitive Gaming and Resurgence. So, only 2 more best of 3s essentially.
Top 2 teams will qualify, but the other teams will get points toward the final qualifier, which will be an invitational based on points.
Yes. Yeah, like essentially we're down to like 2 best of 3s left for Cloud9 and Panda Global. They have this one and the next one. If they win both, they qualify for regionals, Gilly, which is really, really exciting. Let me know when you get that draft link.
I got it.
Oh, snap.
2332 is the number. And guys, I apologize for my voice. I'm going to try to keep it low so I can stay in there, help Zoya out a little bit, and hang out with you guys. I don't want to leave yet.
Can you link the draft to me?
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll be on Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, but First Rise will be the map. And first pick goes over to Cloud9, so that means the map was picked up by Panda Global. We'll see what Cloud9 wants to ban out here on Infernal Shrines. Becoming one of my favorite maps. It's so much fun. There's a lot of great action. As long as it's not a stomp. If it's a stomp, it's just one team out rotating the other, until they finally get a keep. That's the one downside of this map, that if you have a lead, the Punisher doesn't really help you do anything push-wise. So you sometimes see those stompy games go on a bit too long. But it's going to be a Zagara ban out from Cloud9. Panda Global going to respond with a Tyrande ban, and it looks like Cloud9 going to be sticking to their guns with a Falstad first pick. I mean, I'm not surprised by this. I've been saying for a while that Mighty Gust he hasn't locked it in just yet, but Mighty Gust is comparable to Void Prison in the sense that the influence it has in a team fight. It could potentially be one of the best strokes in the game, if not the best right now. Just if you use it right. It's very hard to use right. There's a lot of bad Gusts. We've seen some of them today. But if you use Gust right, it is one of the most impactful heroics in the game. And there it is. Cloud9's going to lock in that Falstad.
Yeah, they can really make a lot of plays happen too once you get Epic Mount, because you can save yourself a lot more easily, but also fly in and be able to catch people out a lot more with Mighty Gust.
Yeah, we'll see what K1 Pro can do on that. K1 Pro being the go-to Falstad player for Cloud9. Panda Global with the next 2 picks. They're always known as one of the more aggressive teams. We see a lot of Kerrigan from them. Sometimes we see crazy things, early picks on Zeratul and stuff. So we'll see a potential Thrall as well. So Panda Global is going to lock in the Kill Thos. No surprise there, as he did go unbanned, as Zagara and Toronto were the bans. We'll see what Panda Global wants to pick up as their second pick, and it looks like it will be the Thrall. So very Panda Global-esque draft here.
Yeah. Psalm really likes to have those melee assassins, so it makes a lot of sense to try to lock that in early.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with this Thrall here. Cloud9 with the next 2 picks. Then they got a lot on the table. Jaina's still up. We've seen a kind of a fall off on Uther lately when it comes to him being a support, and that's even before the Rhaegar changes go live. So it will be seeing what Cloud9 picks up here. Looks like they are hovering the Sonya, putting iDream on that Bruiser. More standard draft here. Potentially Joanna as well. They're trying to think between the two. Looks like it's going to be both. So Joanna and Sonya locked in here. King Caffeine. Before Joanna has recently made a resurgence in the meta across all regions, but before that started to happen, Joanna has always been picked up on Infernal Shrines just because of when you take Knights, take Palm, you are one of the best wave clears for the Shrines and clearing out those minions. You mix that in with Sonya, who can just sit there and spin to win all day. Cloud9's got a really good 2 hero pickups there for the Shrine contention.
Morales is going to be the ban from Panda. I've seen Dunk Train play Morales quite a bit, And she seems to be coming in a lot more from teams too. We've seen her quite a lot today.
Yeah, we've seen her quite a bit. Morales looks like it will be the ban for Panda Global. As Cloud9 not going to be able to pick up support for quite a bit. Tyrande is banned out. We've seen them solo support Tyrande a lot today. If Morales gets banned out, and if Panda Global picks up, let's say, Uther, if it goes unbanned, that forces Cloud9 onto Rhaegar and Malfurion, which Rhaegar is pretty popular in China, and that's where Cloud9 has been sitting a lot of time. So they might be quite okay with that if they do end up getting forced onto Rhaegar and Malf.
We could potentially see another Brightwing. We've seen Cloud9 play her today, and a couple of different teams start picking her up. But Akaface, for a long time, Brightwing has been his favorite. He really likes Kharazim too, so it's another potential support pickup that they could go for.
Well, let's see here what Cloud9 wants to try and ban out. Are they wanting to deny the Uther here? Looks like they want to ban out the ETC, deny themselves, deny Panda Global on the Warriors. That leaves Muradin as the probably only option for Panda Global. I mean, we could see Diablo.
Stitches.
You know, we could see Stitches too. Stitches is definitely making a resurgence in the meta. He is, like we talked about before. He's always been on the verge of being good.
2 picks now for Panda Global, and probably a warrior or a support here. They could leave the warrior till the end, as Cloud9 are not likely to get another one. It looks like Uther is what they are considering. Divine Shield would be very nice to have with Thrall as well. Ooh, well, we have the Lord of Terror, though.
Yeah, Panda Global might be locking him in here. Oh, Stitch is being hovered. Yes, there it is. Stitch is going to be the pickup here. Now, hook targets so far, not the best ones. Falstad has Barrel Roll and Gust to try and disengage. If you do land a hook and it's not on Falstad, he can just gust away everyone and save the target. Joanna can pop Iron Skin before the hook hits or use Iron Skin in the escape. So just a decent hook target, but she's very hard to kill, especially when she's spinning. Once she gets the Edge of Spear, she can also spear out of the fight. So we'll see, how good the hooks are going to be here for Panda Global. Will they be able to capitalize on it? They do have the Uther Thrall and Kael'thas follow-ups for hooks. You have the stun from Uther, the root from Thrall, the gravity lapse from Kael'thas. So a lot of great follow-up for the hook.
I like stealing the Uther away too, because of the Divine Shield potential for helping somebody get out of a hook should they get it. But Cloud9 are going to grab Tassadar and Brightwing. I'm so pumped. We've seen this pair quite a bit today.
Yeah. This is mixing in with the Falstad. You have a lot of global presence there. It looks like it's going to be double warrior coming out from Panda Global as they are hovering that Diablo. So I'm curious to see if it'll be Apocalypse or Lightning Breath. We've been seeing a bit of a pop-up of Apocalypse a lot lately over Lightning's Breath. But Panda Global being one more aggressive team, wouldn't be surprised if they did end up going that Lightning Breath. I mean, this is like an old school type cheese comp we see from Cloud9 back when Brightwing and Tassadar had promote. These guys were always paired with a Falstad. You're just constantly on the map. You're constantly pushing in lanes with the promotes. That doesn't really work anymore because of the changes to promote. But that's still a lot of global presence. You have Falstad who can sit in one lane. You have Brightwing who can sit in another. Mixing, what we saw in that one game versus Cloud9 where the RFS had Brightwing Tassadar. You mix those on a Sonya. Constant shields from both of them, great heals. It could work out.
Panda has a very tanky front line for melee in front of Kael'thas, and that should mean that he should be able to stay pretty safe from all of Cloud9, even with the idea that Sonya will be up there in front as long as his positioning is sound. But they'll be leaning on that Kael'thas quite a bit, especially when it comes to the fights around the shrines.
Yeah, well, we'll see what they can do here. When it comes to the draft, I like Panda Globals a bit more. I'm still not a believer in the Brightwing. We've seen her a lot today. K1 Pro likes Brightwing. He tells me in chat. And I know you're a big fan. But, guys, game number 1 of the round of 8. The quarterfinals begin, guys. We're loading into the map. Infernal Strides, Cloud9 Gaming going up against Panda Global. Now, Panda Global getting 5th place at Esports Arena, showing very good games versus a lot of the top teams there. Can they... I believe they ended up actually playing against Cloud9 there. And it ended up being... It might have been Bob Ross. I don't remember. But these guys are going to play again. Cool.
The game is almost loaded. We're going to hop over to that. Panda Global this time will be in the blue here on Infernal Shrines, with Michael Udall playing Thrall Sam on Diablo, Big Impact playing Kael'thas, B-Kid on Stitches, and finally, Uther played by Akaface.
And on the right-hand side of the map, it's going to be Cloud9, K1 Pro on Falstad, King Caffeine on Joanna, Dunk Train going to be on Tassadar, Arthalon's on Brightwing, and iDream playing Sonya. Interesting role swap there between Arthalon and Dunk Train.
That's strange. We'll see how Arthalon chooses to play her. I'm really interested to see if we'll have another Emerald Wind. That seemed pretty rare.
Yeah, Emerald Wind's been out of the meta for a very long time. It's very, especially in the current stun meta, where it's very you interrupt the Emerald Wind before the animation completes. You stun it out; it doesn't go off. So, one of the weaknesses to that heroic there. We'll see if it does end up getting picked up here. Panda Global contesting the mid here. Taking a look at level 1 talents, I don't see anything too out of the ordinary here. We're gonna be seeing Hungry for More on Stitches. That increases his health permanently for every globe he gets. We do see a big condemn coming out from King Caffeine as he does clump up everyone. The nice root going down on the Tassadar and the flip combo. And wow, Dunk Train takes a lot of damage in that combo, especially from the Living Bomb. That was almost a perfectly executed CC lock from Panda Global to try and kill Dunk Train. That was really cool to see.
Yeah, the possibilities of hook into the Shadow Charge and Overpower too just means that they can really displace somebody a long ways away from the team.
Yeah, it'll be really tough to play safe against this stop. I mean, it's so abusive. Everyone has some form of CC, some form of stun on this team. Even Stitches with the hook. It is a stun. So, there's a lot of lockdown. They have to be very careful for it. I love the rotations coming out from Panda Global to control the rotations from mid to bottom. And we'll see what Cloud9 wants to do to get themselves into this game. I mean, they have a really slow starting comp. I mean, as Sonya does get hooked, Gravity Lapse does end up missing. Sonya trying to spin away, and with that Gravity Lapse missing, I think that's what allowed iDream to survive there.
Season Marksman will be the pickup for Falstad. We saw K1 go after Updraft in the last game, but wanting to make sure that they can throw out the damage that's needed, especially versus this very tanky composition that Panda Global do have, being able to deal a lot more damage with those basic attacks. But our first shrine has started. It's spawning.
Yeah, we do see that it is being contested here by Cloud9 and Panda Global. Diablo and Tassadar are still soaking that mid lane. Diablo rotating down aggressively, though, does go in the Argent with the Shadow Charge there, and he takes a lot of damage, gets stunned by Uther, and does end up falling. First blood going over to Panda Global. They get the flip on the King Caffeine. Iron Skin has been popped. He is trying to kite back here. Hook does end up missing from B-Kid, but still Cloud9 is contesting this point. They're up on the points right now and utilizing their range damage. They might be able to keep up with this, but a good Flame Strike coming out from Big Impact secures a lot of minion kills right now. King Caffeine still going into point. 5 minion lead here for Panda Global, and we do see that Sonya is back, but can they get here in time? 8 more minions needed for Panda Global, and I think Cloud9, yep, they are looking to be opting to give this up as 4 more minions are needed for them. King Caffeine taking a lot of damage, actually getting very low. Shield from Tassadar comes in, but that's the Punisher for Panda Global. Gravity Lapse connects with King Caffeine. He's got no mana. He does get the Iron Skin off there at the last second, and it looks like that's going to be the end of this push.
It is still just a Mortar Punisher, so a lot of teams are okay with giving up that one. And even the first Punisher in general, because of the fact that it's so weak, you can bait it over the wall and take it out pretty quickly. And that's what they're doing. It will still allow Panda Global to pick up at least one tower, work on securing a second one here in this bottom lane, but they do have a good level lead over Cloud9 in this early game.
Yeah, they are doing a very excellent job of that so far. Let's take a look at these talents here. It's going to be Mental Acuity on Tassadar for the reduced cooldown on Oracle. It's going to be an Unstable Anomaly for Brightwing. Going to be saying, just using that for a little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra split push. We're going to be seeing a full Condemned build coming out from King Caffeine. Taking a look at the talents for Panda Global. It's going to be Amplified Healing on Stitches, just to make sure he's a little bit more tanky. We're going to be seeing Netherwind, not a game for gathering power, it seems, and then a Venom on Thrall. So not too crazy talents this game.
Yeah, the Joannas almost always pick up Eternal Retaliation to reduce the cooldown of Condemn and possibly even Battle Momentum at level 7, just to make sure she has Condemns as much as possible to take out those shrines. But we're going to have an invade here.
Psalm goes straight onto the point, gets on top of it. He's getting very low, though, taking a lot of damage, and he has to get off. Cloud9 wins the point. K1 Pro getting teleported onto by Arthlon. Looks like B-Kid's getting very low. Nice polymorph for the Q lands from Arthlon, but they're not able to secure the kill. Good heals going on the B-Kid. King Caffeine still continuing with this chase. Gets the condemn onto Aquaface. The spear connects as well. He's trying to kite back. A good hook onto King Caffeine from above, though, and Aquaface is just barely going to get out of there. A flip goes onto King Caffeine as well. He gets the condemn. He's getting very low himself, and will King Caffeine go down? He gets the shield from Tassadar. Dunk Train with the last second with a great heal, and now Psalm gets turned on, and he is going to be the first to fall in this fight, but a good shield at the last second onto Arthlon, and he doesn't fall either. I thought Michael Udall had him for sure. K1 Pro flies up, and no one from Cloud9 has died just yet. They're going for the chase onto Michael Udall. Gravity Lapse does not connect with iDream. He gets the spear, gets the slam. Can iDream secure the kill to Michael Udall? That's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of Cloud9.
Man, Dunk Train's shield saved 2 people in that fight. So not often that you see like a MVP Tassadar, but he was really useful in being able to make sure that they stayed alive in that fight. We have another Shrine phase about to start. Both teams level 7. Johanna picked up the Crusade Marches On.
Wow.
So wanting to have, it's not picked
like
very
it.
often. Yeah.
The reduced cooldown on Iron Skin can be very important against this many CCs. So really like that pickup from King Caffeine. Nice, smart play. Phase Shield, one of the most important talents in Brightwing's kit. We're going to see that used a lot on both Falstad and Sonya. Taking a look at the 7 talents coming out for Panda Global. Everything, again, looking pretty normal here. It's going to be Last Bite for the cooldown reduction on Stitches, just trying to make himself as tanky as possible. So many minions on this map, it makes sense. And then, of course, Cleanse on Uther. They're trying to get someone out of a polymorph, bless shield. Just try and make sure that they don't lose those targets when they have, when in those scary positions. As well as allows them to be more aggressive. When you get a Cleanse with 1 second to stop on Diablo, he can really go ham.
With that last fight, sometimes you'll see Indigestion picked up at 13,
Yeah.
which provides a lot of those retchlings, and then they deal damage. They drop the Vile Gas every time they deal damage, so you're going to have a lot of extra damage you don't even realize you're dealing with because of that Stitches talent. We'll see if he picks that up at 13.
Michael Udall collapsing onto Brightwing, but Arthlon does teleport up, and now they're going in with the polymorph onto Diablo. He's getting low, gets a Shadow Charge. Psalm's so low, but the Gravity Lapse is enough to save him, but they're 10 minions off. Can they siege from a distance? They have a great hook onto Sonya. iDream gets stunned. The follow-up is there. He's taking a lot of damage, but he gets a big spin-off. The flip Shadow Charge go down. iDream is still somehow alive. Big Impact's going to be the first to fall in this fight, and a big spin coming out from iDream, but he is going to fall. Psalm very low himself, but Panda Global now in a 1-for-1 exchange situation. Lost Kel'Thas, that's the best sieger they had for sniping these minions. They have 10 seconds until he's back in the fight. Cloud9 is on the point, trying their hardest to get themselves this their first Punisher of the game. And they have level 10 because of the soak from Brightwing and Falstad. It's going to be Wrath of Berserker, Mighty Gust, Blink Kill, Force Wall, and should be Blessed Shield on Joanna. King Caffeine getting very low, though. B-Kid coming in on the point. Aquaface comes at the last second. I don't know if they can contest this. It's just so scary. And yeah, it looks like Cloud9 will get themselves their first Punisher.
Falling Sword was buffed.
Please.
Maybe.
Please.
Maybe.
King Caffeine, don't. Don't tilt me, okay?
We had the hunt.
We had the hunt, that is true. Panda Global is a good team, though. I will not take too many troll talents versus them, as they are on the verge of hitting level 10 here. King Caffeine is waiting long, as Diablo does end up falling there, but he has the soul, so he will be back in the fight very, very soon. B-Kid getting very low to this Punisher. Arthlon trying to get the kill, but not going to be able to. And actually, Arthlon's taking some damage. Gravitas hook, follow-up, beautiful play. Arthlon with the blink kill. Can Dunk Train get a shield? And Arthlon is somehow going to surround. The Sundering misses Arthlon, and wow, Cloud9 loses no one. And it is Blessed Shield. Thank you, JP, please, for not being too troll. It's going to be Apocalypse, Phoenix, Sundering, Putrid Bile, and Divine Shield for Panda Global.
See what kind of cool things that they can make happen, maybe with the Putrid Bile as well as the Apocalypse. But right now they are fairly behind Cloud9 in the experience. Cloud9 has been doing a really good job. They're up on kills, slightly up on structures, but really they've just been really doing a good job of rotating around and making sure to get the lane soak just a little bit better. And the fact that they have Brightwing and Falstad is really helping them out and making sure that they are ahead in the lane. So even Tassadar can help push the lanes pretty fast. We see him up top, can safely do so because he has Oracle and even Mental Acuity. Also picked up Static Charge too, so going for more of a damage Tassadar this game.
Yep, it looks like he's going to be just trying to help secure a few kills, because I do believe they're a little bit light on the damage. We do see that Cloud9's doing a good job of painting the map as red as possible. They got all of their Merc camps. They did the Merc camp before Panda Global. Panda Global is going to be taking their bruisers in the top left. Cloud9 is going to be doing the exact same here for themselves, as they are just about to hit level 13. Nice talent tier advantage here for Cloud9, and we'll see what they can do with it. I mean, they got the pressure of Brightwing and Falstad here in the bottom. Big impact, Michael Udall rotate to deal with it. Stitches and Diablo coming from the flank. Can Cloud9 get out of here? Diablo's collapsing right on the Arthlon, and that hook was beautifully aimed from B-Kid. The Gust comes out, and this is what I was talking about in the draft. When a hook happens, Gust can always be used to disengage for your team. Falstad, such a great pickup for Cloud9.
Alright, Arcane Punisher will be coming out soon as the shrine spawns, and immediately Cloud9 have rotated to it, and I love that choice because of the fact that they are up that level 13 talent tier, and they're kind of forcing Panda Global into a tough position where they don't really want to try to engage into that. They're trying to get a push into bottom, but Arthlon and K1 Pro, they can sit here and defend. They know they can always rotate up, fly up, teleport in if the fight comes in onto their teammates at that shrine.
Well, we see that Cloud9 still has this advantage here. Is going to be securing themselves their second Punisher of the game, Gilly. It'll be an Arcane Punisher pushing down this mid lane here. 13 so close for Panda Global. They tried to get a kill on the K1 Pro, but not able to do that. 13's a big tier for Panda Global as they do get that chain bomb. So we'll see what they can do when they have the even footing with Cloud9.
Adding to the Crusade marches on is Hold Your Ground for Johanna, so increasing the shield by 20%. And then reducing the cooldown if it's destroyed. So really focusing on the shield. I wonder if we'll get Fanaticism at level 16. We'll have to see about that. But here comes the Arcane Punisher working on taking out another fort from the side of Panda Global.
Yeah, that's getting very, very low here. Looks like it's going to go down. So second fort of the game, rather, third fort of the game. I'm really bad at counting, as all three forts are down for Panda Global. K1 Pro and Arthlon doing an excellent job of constantly staying together and pushing these lanes. Punisher does some work in the mid lane. Looks like they might be able to get part of this wall, but I don't think they'll be able to close it out. Wolves do end up not connecting with iDream, and he's going to start rotating out there. Nice dimensional shift there from Dungtrain as he does avoid that hook at the last second coming out. But it looks like we have a collapse. Arthlon's trying to teleport out. Falstad trying to get out there. Sundering does end up going down. The root follow-up is there. Shrink Ray and stun. Goodbye, K1 Pro. Great CC rotation coming out from Panda Global, but even with that kill, Gilly, they're still down 16 to 14 soon.
Yep, level 16 is about to be picked up by Cloud9. I did notice that we have Giant Killer on Thrall, so no spell shield there, as well as no Wind Fury talent. So not sure if we'll still see Tempest Fury at level 16, but for now, focusing on having Giant Killer versus the double warrior composition that we do have from Cloud9 between Sonya and Johanna.
Dungtrain getting caught in the Gravileps, but not going to end up going down. It's very hard to kill a Task Star. Level 16 here, a huge advantage for Cloud9. We'll see what they can do with it. iDream looking for the chase on the Psalm. Props Wrath of the Berserker is going in. Spear does connect. Arthlon teleports in for the shield. B-Kid with the Putrid Bile gets hit by the Polymorph. Going be slowing down iDream. Looks like they still want to chase here. Condemn connects with Diablo. He's getting very, very low. Blessed Shield connects with the background with Thrall and the Kel'Thas. Now Diablo does fall, but he has the soul, so he's going to be back up very soon. And a great Gust flank from K1 Pro. Big impact. Taking some damage here. Nice spin from iDream, good condemn from King Caffeine. Divine Shield goes down onto Big Impact. Will they be able to get him? B-Kid going to be the next to fall in this fight. Nice Sundering at the last second, though. They're trying to disengage, but no, it will be the death of Stitches. King Caffeine getting very low, as well as Arthlon. One last condemn comes in, not going to connect with anything. It looks like the front wall should go down here with only Stitches dead, though. I don't think Cloud9 can push further into this keep.
Yeah, the story of that fight was really just Panda getting caught out without their level 16 talents. They were down a very important tier, and Cloud9 have a lot to be able to deal with everything that Panda is throwing out. The fact that they do have the dimensional warp from that. We do have, is that Greater Polymorph? Yeah, Greater Polymorph, yep, to keep members that like Thrall out for longer when the Polymorph is down, and even Stitches being able to take him out was huge. So Panda really need to try to spread out, soak safely where they can. If they can't get any picks, at least get to 16 and try not to lose yet another shrine.
Yeah, they just have to get 16. I mean, they're going to have to give up this one, but, you know, they're trying to make plays happen. They know King Caffeine's probably selling it. They see how far extended Dungtrain is. They're looking for an invade here to try and just pick anyone off, and they are going to invade this middle siege camp here for Cloud9, revealing where they are. Arthlon has to be careful. Slam goes down onto K1 Pro and iDream. Will they be able to get the kill? Nice Gust, but it only hits 2 members. You have to see the spear go over the wall. K1 Pro taking a lot of damage. He's trying to barrel roll out. Psalm taking damage as well. iDream get caught in a flip. He's taking a lot of damage from Kael'Thas, and he is going to go down. Arthlon might be next as well. He has to get in range for K1 Pro for the blink kill, and Dunk Train does end up rotating down. So another death on the end of Cloud9. You know, just being a little bit too greedy in this game when it comes to how much they're splitting up. And Panda Global able to punish that, but the top punisher does end up going over to Cloud9. I love how King Caffeine is stalling it out, though, waiting for Sonya to be up.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit, but we do have 16 now for Panda Global, and it looks like a hook is going to go down, and they'll be able to secure another kill this time on Brightwing.
Yeah, that is what they exactly need to do to get back into this game. They secure a kill on Brightwing. 44 seconds without her, but Brightwing does have that double teleport, so can be back in the fight and try and make something happen.
Looks like we do have Tempest Fury from Thrall still going to be the choice along with that Giant Killer. Full-on Fire Stomp build for Diablo with the Rampage. Gives him a lot of extra damage, basic attack damage, every time he uses that Fire Stomp. As well as the fact that with Firestorm, they come back and deal more damage with that too. And then Arcane Barrier, a really big pickup for Kael'Thas. The fact that he gets a lot more sustainability from that.
Yeah, he'll be able to keep himself alive. We'll have to see here, you know, with the Benediction added to the Uther, you know, the extra stomach potential is great. Fishing hook. Hooks can happen from so far away. I mean, B-Kid's a fantastic Citrus player. Going to be throwing out those blind hooks every once in a while. See if he ever gets lucky here. But we have a big push in this top lane for Cloud9. They got the Punisher. They got the Bruisers. Falstad is up here. Tasser going to be potentially split pushing or dismounting people who try to go for a flank here. I love this positioning from Dunk Train because if anyone tries to go for a flank, especially Thrall, he can see it coming. But the Punisher taking a lot of damage right now, about 3/4 HP. Good damage coming out from Panda Global, but there's Wrath of Berserker popped on iDream. Cloud9 looking like they want to make this a keep, but there looks like that might be a bit of an overextension. Saw him looking like he was going to go for it. Punishers do stun him out. iDream does charge back in. Keeps about half HP. Can Cloud9 get this? I don't think they can. They might have to back out of here. They're trying, though.
They are trying. Psalm's going to go in, though.
Arthlon does get the blink kill, and they're trying to turn this around. Sundering goes out. Nice hook on the King Caffeine. The follow-up stuns are there. Great gust coming out from K1 Pro. Isolating the team. That's going to be the death of Diablo. But again, has those souls because of Devil's Due. He's already back into the fight. iDream misses the spear. Future Ballad has been popped. Looks like Cloud9's wanting to re-engage. Just teleport going on the iDream to keep him shielded up. Dunk Train has to kite it back. Arthlon getting low as well as King Caffeine. They're trying to kite back. Chain Bomb doing a lot of damage to Chain Lightning. Almost gets Arthlon. He's trying to kite back out of here. K1 Pro flies back as well. iDream getting very low. Can Cloud9 fully disengage this? Everyone is so low in HP. The hook connects with iDream, and that will be a dead Sonya, but everyone else should be able to get out of here with their lives.
Gust wasn't quite off cooldown yet. He wasn't able to fly in and save the team, but they still are up a full level, and that keep is very, very low. So they can always move back in and start to look to take it out and get catapults pushing in that lane. Meanwhile, though, Panda Global going to use this advantage that they do have to try to take out some structures on the side of Cloud9. Still, two forts very, very healthy, and they're just trying to get what they can as much as possible to try to catch back up in experience.
Let's see here, level 19, halfway through for Cloud9. They do catch a lot of damage onto Psalm there. Good force wall from Dunk Train, but Big Impact doing a lot of damage to him. He has to use that phase shift to get out of there at the last second. Dunk Train getting so very, very low. The CC lock from Panda Global is very, very impressive this game. They cannot sleep on that. Top keeps still standing here for Cloud9. I imagine when they have level 20, when he has the reduced cooldown on a flight, we'll see K1 Pro potentially push that top lane, almost suicide as to try and get it. But we'll see what they can do if that Arthlon's going to go ahead and back. The next Punisher's going to be in the middle lane here. And there's still a fort sitting there for C9, so Panda Global, I don't know if they can contest this as Cloud9's just about to get 20.
Yeah, Brightwing's just been freely soaking up top. They're about to pick that up now. Gonna go back, phase shift back in, not knowing where the rest of the team is. It's gonna be another Arcane Punisher on top of that too, so this is gonna be pretty rough for Panda Global. They are gonna start this and get as much as they can. If they can take out quite a bit, then they can always try to rely on the ability to have Kael'Thas just throw out flame strikes from a safe distance and potentially just steal this away, but they only were able to pick up 12. Level 20 picked up now. We've got Rewind. We do have Regenerative or Revitalizing Mist, which is an interesting pickup for Brightwing. A lot of times we see Rewind for the double polymorph, but having that means that it'll improve future heals. So just trying to like heal them up from lower should people take a lot of damage. Indestructible, Ignore Pain, and Epic Mount for Falstad.
Yeah, we'll see what Panda Global can do. I mean, this Punisher is going to go over to Cloud9, though. They have to just try and defend this as well as they can. They should have just tried to soak bottom lane safely while soaking mid, try and get a little bit closer to 20. They're doing that now, but might be a little bit too late here. The Punisher is on the way. This has got about a quarter level to go. Hook goes out onto Dunk Train there. No follow-up stuns, though, quite yet, as it was a good hook, but no one was there. At the same time, these Bruisers are going to be pushing top lane for Cloud9, so while they're pushing mid, Dunk Train should be able to secure themselves this top keep here. Punisher's already at half HP, so great job so far with this defense from Panda Global. It's about to go down. Can Cloud9 secure themselves a keep? Top is being pushed by the Bruisers. K1 Pro goes for a fly-in with the Gust. Punishers leap in to stun them out, and it looks like this keep will end up going down to Cloud9. iDream and King Caffeine look like they're going to be rotating up to try and get themselves the second keep. Spear does not connect with Michael Udall there. He looks like they still don't have 20 Gilly. They're still far behind, but a great hook on the King Caffeine. He does pop that Iron, good shield. A flip happens as well. They're trying the best to keep King Caffeine alive, but they still don't have 20s here. Polymorph goes down onto Michael Udall. Try to turn this around. They're so close to 20. They want to force this fight so bad. They're looking for the hooks. They're looking for the engage. iDream from below. The hook does not end up getting King Caffeine. His Iron Skin was popped, and it looks like that's going to be a full disengage here for Cloud9, but 20 was acquired by Panda Global.
I have to highlight that Psalm did a great job of waiting out that Iron Skin and then going in and trying to overpower again, but it just wasn't quite enough, and they weren't feeling confident with getting that full-on engage because they didn't have Storm Talents. They do have it now, but at the expense of 2 keeps, and they always have to keep in mind the idea of a backdoor now from Cloud9. We have Redemption as well as Hardened Shield. It will be Lord of Terror, and that's going to help Psalm quite a bit in terms of dealing damage, but also in his self-sustainability. 2 bolts of the Storm for Thrall and Kael'thas.
Dunk Train gets hit by that hook. Gravilapse does not connect. Dunk Train just barely going to survive there. If Gravilapse had connected, that would have been the death of Dunk Train 100%. So great job from Cloud9 with that Gust to try and disengage at the last second and keep him alive. Michael Udall looking for the engage there, but B-Kid does not end up landing that hook. They're still chasing very, very hard. They're trying to force this fight. They're going to go ahead and invade this Bruiser camp. And the next Punisher is spawning. This is going to be the first time in a long time. Actually, we do have a big fight going down. Future Vile used Kael'thas hit with the Divine Shield. Sundering comes out. King Caffeine getting so low, but he does have that Indestructible. Not going to go down just yet. A flip goes out on the iDream. He's still fighting on this point. Living Bomb is spreading. That's going to be the death of Diablo. He has Salt. He'll be back soon. Looks like Michael Udall just might barely go down, and he is going to fall, as well as Akaface, but iDream is going to go down as well. King Caffeine goes over the wall onto Big Impact. He is going to die as well. Redemption is still up on Uther. King Caffeine getting very low to B-Kid. He does not have that Indestructible up. Akaface trying to kite out of here. He gets slowed, and it is look like he will go down here. No res this time, so only Stitches and Diablo to defend a core that is being pushed in by catapults. K1 Pro already flies across the map. I think this will be game, Gilly.
Diablo's going to try as much as possible to stop people from moving in and maybe allow Stitches to try to push back K1 Pro while they're doing so, but they will be able to take out Diablo and still maintain everyone else being alive. Still 30 seconds until we have Kael'thas up. A little bit less for Thrall, but it will be game. And Cloud9 looking pretty strong in this throughout this game.
Yeah, doing an excellent job. I mean, it's one of those situations where they just had their lead this entire time and they never lost it. There was a lot of good plays that tried to, on the end of Panda Global to try and tie it up, close that gap. But Cloud9 just played this very, very well. The Brightwing Task Guard did wonders versus the Stitches. The extra survivability, extra mobility was really, really showcased there. So, really well done from Cloud9.
We saw the Lord of Terror used in that last fight, and it really did wreck Johanna, but once Indestructible popped, it was so long before that was gone that the rest of the team was taken out from there. I really love that talent. I hope we continue to see it used more, because you can really do a lot if you're in an enclosed space in a fight like that, because I believe it's 10% of everyone's health, maximum health from nearby enemies, so that you can really get a lot of health stolen away, and deal a bunch of damage.
Yeah, it was a really, really cool game there. We'll see what Panda Global wants to do in game number 2 to change it up, guys. We're going to go a quick commercial break. When we get back, we'll have game number 2. Cloud9 up 1-0 on the verge of securing themselves that semifinal spot. We'll see if they can do it. Stay tuned.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. And we are in a series between Panda Global and Cloud9. And I hear that I have a great Batman impression, so thank you. I'm Batman.
You
I'm
are
trying.
such a dork.
I know. But yeah, we are Panda Global down one game in the series.
Yep.
Will be best of three. Cloud9 looked pretty good that game, too.
Yeah, they did. They looked very, very good. But the guys, the draft is starting. First pick, first ban, going to be on the end of Panda Global. Sky Temple is the map. And every time it's been Cloud9's map pick, I believe they just go to Sky Temple. Seems to be a comfort pick for them.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them quite a bit focusing on global presence in these games, and that's why I like the ban from Panda to go ahead and take out Falstad. They've really been making some plays with the Mighty Gus, and that was an issue for Panda last game. Even when they were about to catch somebody out, K1 had really good Gus to be able to help save his teammates.
Well, let's see here what Cloud9 is going to ban in response. I believe last game they banned out the Zagara. Denying that from Panda Global. Cloud9.
Zagara is a big comfort pick for Panda, too.
Yeah, for a lot of teams, really. Zagara is just very, very popular.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking what they want to do on this ban. They're kind of stumped on it. Do they want to ban out the Stitches? Do they want to ban out the Tyrande? Potentially deny the Kel'Thas? They're down to 20 seconds in their time pool. Really thinking on this, Gilly.
Yeah. That does mean they'll not have that available for later on, and sometimes they do take their time with some of these picks, so that will really be an issue for them later, but they are going to go ahead and ban Zagara.
Well, it's going to be first pick of Tyrande coming out here for Panda Global. Cloud9 with a lot of great heroes still available. Jaina and Kel'Thas still on the table. Muradin's a great comfort pick for Cloud9. Could see Kel'Thas Muradin. With the Falstad denial, they have to think really hard on what they want to do. And it's going to be, looks like Kel'Thas being hovered right now by Cloud9.
Only 2 picks and then a long wait.
Yeah.
So it is a big consideration when you're in that second pick position. I like the pickup from Tyrande from Panda Global. I've seen them not be afraid of running the solo support Tyrande before. It just kind of depends if that's what Akaface wants to run or if they want to do something like a Tyrande plus another support.
EDC, interesting pickup here for Cloud9 in this situation. Curious if we'll see the stage dive or the mosh pit this game.
Falstad is banned.
Yeah. The only interrupt they have for right now, I mean, they only have one hero, so they only have one interrupt, but Tyrande can interrupt the mosh pit. Cloud9 never been a team that just defaults to ETC, so interesting to see where the recent balance changes have taken their drafting. We'll see what Panda Global wants to do. They do go ahead and lock in the Jaina. Muradin and Uther are still available. A really shockingly low priority on Uther today.
Yeah. Seems to be falling out, and I'm loving more Brightwing, more Morales. Both of them, those are my 2 favorite heroes in terms of supports. But what's interesting to me is, have we had a single Kharazim?
No, we have not. Or Rhaegar, or Mouth. We have
Yeah.
not seen any of those heroes today on this stream. I'm sure the other streams have had them pop up here and there. Let's go ahead and Panda Global thinking hard on these picks too. I mean, both these teams are really trying to figure out what's the best draft here to win this next set. 'Cause this is an important set for Cloud9. If they win this game, they do guarantee themselves top 4. Top 2 do qualify for the event, and I know Cloud9 would love to go the next 3 qualifiers without having to play at all. Panda Global, of course, wants to upset Cloud9. It's a big hunger there to try and pull that off. So we'll see if it is something they can do.
There's the Muradin pick. They have a lot of potential from this already for ganks. They do like to play pretty aggressively with a lot of melee assassins. And now with that Muradin, they have the slows from Jaina, stuns from him, and then the Muradin Tyrande pair that people really like to have. Reynar going to be the ban from Cloud9.
Let's see here. Muradin. Excuse me, sorry. Murden picked up from Panda Global. I mean, Murden's run has been always a great combo to deal with. Cloud9 looking like they want to lock in that Sonya over Thrall. A lot of the teams have swapped to Thrall as their go-to melee system, but not Cloud9. You almost never see them run Thrall. They always go Sonya even when Thrall's available, when they want their melee assassin. So Cloud9 looking like they're going to lock in that. As for that support, we could see Rhaegar here. Again, Cloud9 came from China. Rhaegar's was the most picked banned hero in Gold League.
Really?
For 2015 championship. Yeah. So they've had a lot. They spent a lot of time in China over the last 3 months, and they could have learned a lot from that meta. Cloud9 really thinking about this pick. They're getting down to that time limit, down to 13 seconds left until they have to lock in this next pick. I mean, they're really thinking hard. Will it be that Lieutenant Morales? And yeah, there she is. She's being hovered right now. We know Dugtrin has a great Morales, and yep, there it is. Morales is going to be the support for Cloud9.
So they still have the potential for global presence. They could go with medevac dropship, although with Sonya, I think it would be pretty likely that we could see Stim Drone still. That just generally seems to be the favorite heroic from Morales, even when there's not really a likely target of who to put it on. But I also really like the Raynor ban, knowing that they were going to be going for the Sonya.
Well, it's going to be Tassadar, Tyrande duo support here coming out from Panda Global. With that Thrall, of course. I mean, they always run melee assassins. That's just kind of their thing. Cloud9 with that last pick. Will we see a Greymane? Vala, Sylvanas, all still on the table. Could be double Warrior with Leoric, but it looks like it will be Vala. Keep in mind, Arthlon has been one of the longest running Vala players in the history of this game. And there it is. It will be the Vala, so... Pretty standard drafts coming from these two teams these times. Like last game, we had the interesting Brightwing Tassadar play from Cloud9. But looking at these drafts, these games are finally something that's normal. Finally, we're there.
Cloud9 have the ability to do a lot of area damage. Like between Sonya going in and Whirlwinding, and then Vala and Kael'thas too. If Panda are pretty clumped up on those shrines, which generally tends to happen, they're really going to be able to throw a ton of damage down on Panda, and I think their hope is that they can do more damage than Tron and Tassadar can keep up with.
Well, I'm really excited to see this game here. I mean, Panda Global, they were trying to claw them way back into their game, into that last game. Just see if they cannot be behind this time from the start. Being behind from the get-go was really tough to deal with.
Yeah, they had to sacrifice a lot of those shrines. And Cloud9 was really good about not just picking up the shrines, but picking up, a fort here, a mercenary camp there along with it, just leaving one person or two people up there to deal with the shrine. And it was more of a lead than Panda could ever really come back from.
Well, guys, the game is starting. Countdown has begun. Sky Temple is the map. Everyone, give Gilly your energy in the chat as she is soldiering on through this cast. It's got to be very difficult. But we're all proud of you for keeping on through it as we have a great set coming up.
Thanks, buddy. Make sure you give Zoya energy, too, because he's totes carrying, and I really appreciate that. You rock, buddy. We're going to make it through, though, guys. We're going to have some good games. And potentially the last one of this set, as we do have Panda down 0-1 in this best of 3 versus Cloud9, and here we are.
On the left-hand side of the map in the blue trunks, it's going to be Cloud9 up 1-0. Dungtrain on Morales, iDream on Sonya, Arthlon playing Kael'thas, King Caffeine on ETC, and K1 Pro rounding out the team on Vala. I thought it was going to be Arthlon on K1 on Vala, but they swapped it up.
And in the red, we have Panda Global with Big Impact playing Jaina, Akaface on Tassadar, Som playing Thrall, Michael Udall playing Tyrande, and finally B-Kid once again on the Space Lord. Oh no. Okay, Space Lord mount, but it's going to be Murden.
Yeah, that's not Leoric. That'd be crazy. We'd have to restart the game. That mount is really cool, though. I really like it. The animation that it has is really fun. We have a contention here at the middle shrine here. B-Kid does end up stunning King Caffeine. The Chain Lightning does end up coming out. The stun goes down onto Psalm there. He's taking a lot of damage with a good CC coming out from Cloud9. But King Caffeine getting low himself, but great heals from Dungtrain. Just barely going to keep him alive. That's going to be first blood for Cloud9, and no one dies on their end.
That safeguard from Dunk Train was key, giving the damage reduction to King Caffeine so that he was able to stay in there just a little bit longer to secure the first blood of the game. Looking at the talents that we have, it will be Trauma Trigger this time for Morales. A very important one in being able to stay alive, especially when there's initial bursts that you have to deal with, like from Thrall or especially from Jaina and Toronto 2. Just keeps you alive a little bit until you can get back into position and your team can come up and push people off of you.
Let's see here as we are getting closer to those shrines spawning, what the teams are going to end up going. It looks like it's going to be Tassadar versus iDream in the bottom lane. King Caffeine taking a lot of damage. The power of Muradin and Toronto is shown right there as they secure themselves an easy kill on ETC.
Yeah, and I really like that they have Thrall up in top and then Jaina here mid, so if they want to do a rotation with that Tyrande Muradin, then they can always have somebody who can grab them from there. Looks like we're going to have a pause though, guys.
Looks like we're gonna have a pause. I don't know why I sang that.
Going back to cams, just warning you.
Go Panda Global with a pause here. We'll see what they're going to do. I mean, Panda Global really showing aggression here this game. They do have a rotation as we're about to get back into the game right now. iDream is getting collapsed upon by B-Kid, Big Impact, and Michael Udall. He might end up going down here. He gets dismounted, no spear to get away, and Stormbolt does end up missing. There's a spin going down. He jukes the Lunar Flare as well, and with Dunk Train there, somehow iDream survives.
They have to be really careful about getting caught out like this because of the fact that there is the Hunter's Mark from Michael Udall. They've done a really good job of throwing it down right when they're about to start taking a lot of damage. The first temple phase is up. King Caffeine going to rotate in, and Toronto in a lot of trouble. Will get taken out.
Oh, we do see that's a nice kill there from King Cloud9. B-Kid gets low as well, but they are going to be able to keep themselves alive. K1 Pro in the top trying to bully Som off this point. I don't know if Vala can beat Thrall in that 1v1, but King Caffeine is rotating up to help with that. Both teams have that level 4 now. King Caffeine playing patient here, taps the well. And K1 Pro is going to force Som off the point. Can they end up getting on here? The root goes out. Som gets pushed back there. Gets the nice heal from the Chain Lightning. Gets the stun with the power slide. Can K1 Pro secure the kill? And that shows you, sometimes at Arsenal, despite it being one of the more controversial talents on Vala, can secure kills. That glass grenade did end up securing that kill on Thrall.
Yep, that's exactly right. And with that, they're finishing the temple in the mid. Up top, still holding that as well. And Cloud9 coming ahead quite a bit in that first temple phase. And looking to continue that lead. All this time, though, Tassadar has been soaking in the bottom. So it hasn't been quite as bad as in terms of the level lead, but it still structurally will definitely be in favor of Cloud9.
Yeah, they're going to get the last of these shots here. Big Impact and Som looking for him. King Caffeine is in an awkward spot, does get dismounted there, but Dunk Train and K1 Pro are here. Heals going on to King Caffeine. Nice stun onto Som. He's getting body blocked very, very well. The heals are not enough to keep him alive. He's going to fall, but at the same time in the bottom lane, or in the mid lane, looks like Kael'thas did fall to Michael Udall and B-Kid.
We're going to start pushing in, looks like up on top. They already have started, or have been able to take down the towers as well as the gate. So any damage they can put on this fort just means it'll take fewer shots to take it out later. Meanwhile, B-Kid and Michael Udall rotating around, looking to catch somebody out of position, but iDream could be the choice here as it looks like they're not feeling comfortable and not going to rotate back.
Well, let's see here what they can do. I mean, this rotation has been pretty good from B-Kid and Michael Udall so far. King Caffeine with a power slide. Going to try and disrupt that engage as well as they can. Take a look at the 7 talents here for Cloud9. Nothing too crazy. Panda Global just about to get their 7 talents as well. Trying to go in the full damage build as we do have that Ranger's Mark, Searing Arrows. Should probably be Battle Momentum at 7-0. He's going to go for the increased range on Lunar Flare. Follow through on Thrall. We're going to see Frostbitten on Jaina. And then, of course, Call's Embrace on Tassadar going for a more support style. Cloud9 are going to be invading this Giants here in the bottom right here as Panda Global does secure their Bruisers in the top right.
Lunar Blaze seems to be the favorite from pros anyway, just because of the fact that it does make you a bit safer, but I also really like it in this case because if Tyrande ends up being that sole person who can stop the mosh pit, if that's what King Caffeine chooses to go for, it makes it a bit easier because he can throw that. He gets a 50% increased range on... Oh, actually, it's 40% now. I forgot. That was one of the changes that did come into play from the last patch for Tyrande.
So level 9 almost here for Cloud9 as they are clearing out the Bruisers in the top. Shrine is spawning in the bottom in 4 seconds. Akaface is down there too. be the first one to start contesting the Shrine. Cloud9 is securing themselves their Giants. They did not end up taking their Bruisers, though, as they were defending the Bruisers in the top. B-Kid trying to zone out Cloud9 here, as they're halfway to level 10. Gilly, Kel'Thas rotating down. Tassler getting a few shots here, as he is on the point, but Cloud9 so close. B-Kid taking a lot of damage, looking to force the fight here. Dungtrain, great positioning so far, trying to keep the front line as topped off as possible, and they do force Panda Global off the point. They're just about to hit level 9, but with Cloud9 getting on the point, this next minion wave spawning, I think Cloud9 should be able to secure themselves level 10.
Yeah, Panda made the right move, and they're going to rotate in. Alkaphase is a really safe choice to have here, still soaking in the bottom for as long as possible. Meanwhile, going to have a counter push up in the mid. King Caffeine going to try to push them away if he can, though, and Arthlon going to move up. They only need to have one person down at the Shrine because no one is going to contest there. So Panda Global doing a great job of what they can, given that they don't have their heroics, but Cloud9 also really responding well to it and making sure that they don't give any structures away for free to Panda.
Take a look at the heroics for Panda Global as they're getting very close to doing that. I don't think we'll see too many abnormal heroics there. You know, the Earthquake meta hasn't quite hit North America just yet, so we'll be Sundering, Avatar, Water Elemental, Shadow Stock, and should be Force Wall and Taster. We haven't seen Archon in a very, very long time, but Sundering comes out onto Dungtrain there. He's taking a lot of damage. Lunar Flare connects, and that's a dead Morales. Nice kill coming out from Panda Global.
It's exactly what you have to do, is try to take Morales out of the equation, and I love that Sundering flank from Psalm to be able to throw her back into the team and be able to restrict having a healer. So now Cloud9 have to be a little more careful that they still are able to push Panda Global off of their structure. So Panda Global might not have gotten as much done with that as they would have liked, given the fact that they were able to get such a big kill off of on Morales.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, how they want to swing this in their favor. They're playing pretty passive right now, not getting too much out of that kill, despite the kill experience. Cloud9 still with a half-level lead right now. They still have their Bruisers as an option in the top lane. B-Kid gonna go ahead and back away from that push as King Caffeine and Dungtrain did reveal themselves to that watchtower. But Bruisers Giants in the bottom right gonna be capped here by Panda Global. And we'll see, you know, what Cloud9 plans on doing for the next Temple phase. They're going to be the first team to hit 13. It's a big tier for them. You get Frost Shots on Vala, and you get Chain Bomb on Kel'Thas. So they're really wanting to make sure they get 13 before Panda Global.
Yeah, Mystical Spear could also come into play too, or Spell Shield if Sonya feels that she needs that more than the Mystical Spear for the safety. Could also get Spell Shield on Morales too, which is always very nice to have because of the fact that she did get bursted down so fast at the beginning of that last fight. The next Temple phase is spawning. It will be a double Temple between top and bot.
Let's see here as Cloud9 so close to that level 13. They should hit it first. Panda Global looking to force a kill here in the bottom lane, though. They're playing safe. They know Panda Global is missing, and King Caffeine does end up scouting out that rotation. So looks like Sonya, iDream going to be at that top lane, is going to secure themselves level 13. That top fort is just about to fall to the Bruisers. That's a pretty big push up there for Cloud9. They're going to go ahead and give the bottom Shrine and just go for a trade out here, but they do have that 13 now. Panda Global not too far away, though.
So yeah, Sonya has left the top Temple too, so they are coming down for this fight with 13. Panda Global trying desperately to get that level 13. They had Tassadar up, soaking where he could, so that they could get that before the rest of the members of Cloud9 were here, but they don't quite have it just yet, and that does mean that Cloud9 starting to pick up some of the shots from that tower and work on the final remaining fort on the side of Panda Global. 13 very close now.
Yeah, they're so close, so the Cloud9 able to force them off the point. I love the rotation to come contest this here. Finally, Panda Global has 13 here. iDream's still going to be able to secure the last of the shots for Cloud9, but now he's in this really scary spot. He does have the Mystical Spear, so he can go over the wall, and he does, but there's a big Sundering coming out. King Caffeine getting blown up there. The heals from Morales don't seem to be enough, and King Caffeine is going to fall. Oh, and a nice four-man stun there coming out from Michael Udall with that Lunar Flare, and that is going to secure a kill onto Kel'Thas there. Panda Global doing work with that fight. They're going to secure themselves this fort despite losing all those shots, but a lot of damage is done to them. There's still 2 forts standing for Cloud9 where all 3 of their forts are down, Gilly.
Panda are going to go after the boss. They have already taken out the fort, so that would move in toward the keep, and because of the fact that they have Hunter's Mark, they are burning it down pretty quickly. So it's only 6 seconds left until all of the members are Cloud9 are up, but they're not going to be able to contest this at all. Should still be able to immediately respond to this. Sonya went back up top to get the rest of that temple, knowing that Panda were going to be stopping at the boss. So a really good choice there, not allowing Panda to have too much for those kills that they did get.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You know, Panda Global, they have this boss that should be cleaned up pretty quickly. I love how nice kill on Sonya in the top lane. I love how you know, they're willing to just let the boss get cleaned up and then they respond top lane, not by using the shots, but by pushing in the sword. You know, maximizing the amount of damage that the last remaining ammo can do. We'll start sieging mid. Mid will still stand though, but Panda Global with this play here has almost evened up on the structure count. They still have one more fort to go through for Cloud9, but when it comes to experience, they're slightly ahead, Gilly going into 16, and you know, there's still only a fort and just a quarter of a tower standing in the mid lane.
We also have Huntress's Fury for Tyrande, so that plus the Searing Arrows is very damage-oriented Tyrande, despite the fact that you know, they don't have what you would consider the true full support, but they do have her plus Tassadar, and Tassadar has been the one going more of the supporty build, picking up Kala's Embrace as well as Leeching Plasma. And our Tassadar player has been doing a really good job of, it is Akaface, of making sure to constantly be putting those shields on whenever possible so that they do stay up with Kala's Embrace, so that even if they are spread out and separated, the team is still shielded and ready for the fight.
Yeah, Panda Global here rotating very, very well. Yeah, just trying to keep on even footing here with Cloud9. Looks like they're going to go for a push here in the mid lane, potentially just get that final fort down. Taking a look at the keeps for Panda Global. And your top wall is down, but everything else is still pretty standing, so they're not too far behind in this game here. They're looking for a potential gank, though. King Caffeine is rotating around. They do not end up scouting out this bush. Oh, this is so scary for Cloud9. Do they go into there? And they do. They get the knockback. Nice responsive play from King Caffeine, not to just kind of power slide through, but to use the knockback on the edge just to make sure. Really good job there from Caff.
Yeah, Panda need to be careful about this positioning because they could get wrecked by a big mosh pit. They're just going to back off there. It's not worth trying to go in there and potentially lose to that. So instead, they're going to give up the Giants. And I like that play. They know that temples are spawning relatively soon, and they don't want to lose a big team fight and have people down for that next temple phase.
So middle shrine does secure Panda Global. I mean, both shrines secure the middle fort going down. It just depends on which one they want to siege afterwards. It looks like they want to contest the bottom shrine. So they are rotating down there. Tassadar is not with them. Cloud9 is already rotated to the mid. Akaface potentially getting caught out here from Arthalon. You know, just trying to stall this out as possible. Looks like Panda Global is rotating back up to the mid lane to try and force a fight here. Cloud9 already in position onto the point and spreading out very well, but Arthalon might be collapsed upon. Does have to use Gravity Lapse onto Psalm. No Sundering just yet. And most of the shots right now going over to Cloud9 there. Force Wall does go down. iDream taking some light damage. Good heals from Dunk Train so far as they're still holding this point. Psalm looking for a flank here, and Dunk Train, Arthalon, and K1 Pro are very exposed from this angle there. Sundering goes out, connects with Dunk Train, gets him in a great spot for the kill, and Dunk Train's going to go down immediately, but a nice turnaround on the Psalm, a 1-for-1 exchange, and Cloud9 looking to turn this around. They're down their support, though, with 2 supports still standing on the end of Panda Global, so if it comes down to the sustain war, this might be hard for Cloud9 to win. B-Kid on the point with that Avatar, gets hit by the Gravity Lapse, a lot of damage going down onto him. He's getting healed up very, very quickly, though. The Avatar does end up failing. King Caffeine goes in deep, but K1 Pro going to be the first to fall. Nice ice block from Big Impact to keep himself alive, and now it is a 3 versus 4. Panda Global taking a lot of damage. Akaface getting very, very low. Gravity Lapse connects with Jaina. Akaface still standing here, and Arthalon gets low, does get the Arcane Barrier off the last second. It hasn't fallen just yet. B-Kid's going to go down to iDream. King Caffeine's going to fall. Now it's a 3 versus 2, and Panda Global Gilly won the fight.
Man, that Sundering, just the patience from Psalm to wait until he sees when to get Lieutenant Morales, and realizing that you mentioned the sustain war, they know that that's their advantage, and so taking that possibility away from Cloud9 was huge for them. It was very back and forth after that, but the fact that they had Tassadar as well as Tyrande was really key, and finally they're able to secure the final shots. Gravity Lapse goes out, Big Impact does dodge it, and Tassadar has already moved down into the bottom to start working on that temple as well.
Akaface sitting on the point does get forced off of it by iDream. It's going to start sieging that bottom keep. There's not enough ammo for it to take that keep, so all keeps still stand for both teams. But 11 seconds on that ETC here. 1 second on Murden. So everyone's about to be back up and into this fight here. We'll see what both teams want to do. But, man, Panda Global is doing an excellent job this game. They're all even grounds with Cloud9. The spear over the wall, really well done there from iDream, utilizing the positioning there, just understanding where he can get away from these awkward, getting caught out of position type situations. So good job from iDream surviving there. Still experience dead even here, but Panda Global going to control the last of these shots here, and that's the front wall down for the bottom keep. So when it comes to structures, Panda Global is on even footing here.
Yep, and right neck and neck in terms of experience as well, as both teams are looking to make sure that they have their Storm talents before the next fight. At the same time, both going to go after their Giants, not wanting to lose too much in that bottom lane. That is lane priority on Sky Temple because that is where the boss pushes. And speaking of the boss, it is up and available. So if either team can win a really decisive team fight, it's very likely we could see them go after the boss and push in from there and try to win the game.
One thing Panda Global's doing a bit different than Cloud9 is you always see Cloud9 roaming together as one. They're always within, almost spitting distance of each other. But Panda Global, they split up a lot. You can see how sometimes they're almost in all three lanes at the same time. And if Panda Global gets caught doing that, that could be a lost fight for them. But they're going to hit 21st because of this.
Tassadar working on taking out the Giants in the bottom to help secure them those level 20s of Storm talents. And we'll see what they choose to pick up. Should see some bolt to the Storm to help for safety too. And there it is. 2 bolts to the Storm so far. Jaina and Thrall going to have that. Probably Hardened Shield pick up for Murden. And then we will have Hunter Swiftness. So even though that was nerfed, we're still going to have that movement speed help once we go into the Shadowstalk form. There's a Hardened Shield. Tassadar still undecided.
Tassadar thinking really hard on it. Cloud9 still doesn't have that 20. You see how the moment Panda Global hit 20, Cloud9 started playing very scared. They immediately fall back. They're not even soaking experience right now. They're playing so far back because they know the disadvantage they're at. It's going to be the Caduceus Reactor on Dunk Train, Bolt of the Storm on Vala, a Hardened Shield on Sonya, Bolt on Kael'thas, and Torbus picked up here from ETC. Gravitas connects with the Thrall there, and there's that Mosh Pit going down, and he avoids the Lunar Flare. That's going to be a very quick pickup on Thrall. 60 seconds until he's back in the fight, and Cloud9 looking to make something happen with this fight. They're going for the chaser. The spear connects with Big Impact. There's a nice Gravitas follow-up. He bolts out. The King Caffeine with the power slide hits both Tassadar and Michael Udall. They're trying to kite out of here. Great chase coming from Cloud9, and Michael Udall is going to go down. Can they get the kill on the Big Impact? It does not look like that's going to be the case, and it will be a single shrine spawning here. Cloud9 is going to be sitting on the point, and that will be the first keep of the game falling in favor of Cloud9.
The boss is up. Looks like Cloud9 not feeling super confident yet, although they are starting to rotate, so I think they have just started to make that call. And 45 seconds until Tyrande is even back up, so they have time to rotate down and get that. They will give some shots, but I actually like the plan to at least throw some shots down onto that top keep. It did get pretty low, and they can always rotate up and finish that off once they've picked up the boss if they don't feel like pushing in with it. But 25 seconds still until Tyrande is back up, and this boss is going to go toward Cloud9.
Yep, Cloud9 getting himself a boss is going to push that bottom lane that is exposed, Gilly. That is no front wall down, so it will a nice. Oh wow, those bruises were still never capped. B-Kid could have just walked down there and gotten that. Looks like Cloud9 is going to go for a push to potentially end the game here, though. They will end up losing that top keep, so they're going to be the first team to actually lose a keep, as they did not end up controlling that top shrine enough. Yep, that keep did end up falling. But Cloud9 potentially going for a death push here with this boss. Giving up a keep for it. I mean, the boss alone probably would have gotten this keep. We'll see what they can do with this push, though. They still have 20 seconds on Mosh Pit here. The keep is getting shielded up. They're doing as much damage to it as they can. Chain Bomb not getting the best value so far. Nice power slide from King Caffeine. B-Kid has to Dwarf Cross out of there, taking a lot of damage. And yep, that's going to be the boss. Will Cloud9 be looking for the win as well? B-Kid's still very, very low. He does have that Avatar back up. Boss still 3/4 HP. It's going for the core. They're trying to potentially end this out. Big Impact looking for a flank onto Arthlon with Psalm. They're trying to go on the Duck Train. There is the bolt forward there, but an immediate Mosh Pit goes down on the Thrall, and he's going to fall. And there is the slide into Jaina there. Ice Block has been used. The boss is on the core, Gilly. Still a quarter of the HP. Akaface getting low. Nice Storm Shield to try and keep his team alive. King Capping looking for the re-engage. Avatar should be expiring soon. Nice Gravitas on the Big Impact. He doesn't have Ice Block. He's going to fall. Akaface getting low as well. 75% on the core. And I think Cloud9 should have done it here. Lunar Flare connects with King Caffeine. He has to kite back. He's getting low himself, but he's not going to go down. GG called from Panda Global. The core is at 20%, and Cloud9 moves on to the round of 4 with a 2-0 victory.
All 2-0s for Cloud9 thus far. They've had a couple of close games, But thus far, they're completely undefeated in here in any games. And now, with that, they've got to be feeling very confident, very good moving into the round of 4. And only one set away from qualifying already for the spring regionals for North America.
Yeah, let's take a look at the bracket real quick, Gilly. As the first semifinal match has already started. In the other end, it's going to be Bob Ross Fan Club going up against Team Blaze. Winner of that best of 3 is going to be the first team to qualify for the North American Championship for the spring split. So we'll see what's going to happen there. And on the other side of the bracket, finally Resurgence did end up beating THC White, so it'll be Resurgence versus Cognitive Gaming going on right now. No idea if we're going to be able to jump into cast that, but Cloud9 going to be playing the winner of Cognitive and Resurgence.
Yes, so getting down to it, I'm really excited about Team Blaze versus Bob Ross Fan Club. Blaze really making a name for themselves in the past few tournaments. They were 4th in Heroes Rising, and now top 4 once again here in this first qualifier. So really, they've been working hard to get up with those top echelon teams here in North America.
It's Panda Global has been showing, with their rise over the last 6 months, that they are a team that can contend with the best. I mean, that was a very close set versus Cloud9. But guys, we're gonna go quick commercial break. When we get back, we should be going into Cognitive Gaming versus Resurgence. Stay tuned.